Oh, g'day. I didn't see you there. Oh, you just caught me indulging in one of my passions, reading bush poetry out here in the Australian bush. Why don't I take you to one of my favourites? The Man from Murrurundi. There was movement at the Burfos, for the word had got around that the colt from Hercules Street was old and grey. He'd turned, well, bloody 60. He'd reached old age, safe and sound. So all the kids had gathered to have their say.
The Burford clan who hailed from ranges near and far had mustered at 8 Mile for the night, for they had come to raise a glass to the man who was the star and celebrate the occasion with delight.
There was Jimson the Unruly and Charlie Loose and Tom. Pat Penningads cooked up a wicked skit. Stinky Pete suggested it included the Battle of the Somme. But that idea was really pretty shit.
Jules was there as always, whipping up a lovely feast. The sisters-in-law draped in Sunday best. The grandkids were taking turn, riding Tommy like a beast. The mood was set for laughter and much jest.
Then finally did Dad appear, but hark, he did not speak. He did not accept a glass of nice champagne. For at last it seemed that once again, the 7th time that week, his keys had gone astray on the terrain.
The old grey horse moved quickly now, yelling shit as off he went, arms above his head in animation. Down in the yard and on all fours, on his mission he was hell-bent. The partygoers braced for his frustration.
He stood there wondering in the garden, this broad yet skinny beast. Do I ask the Fitz to help me find the keys? But realised the comedy that this would cause was what he needed least. To the skies he yelled, "Bloody help me please!"
As the search went on tirelessly, the old horse suddenly reared. Something was there behind that yonder tree. He gazed up upon the object. Alas, it was as he was feared. He looked up on the man, the dog, Fitzy.
"Ahoy there, Fitz," he shouted. "What business have you here, please? There's heaps to do around the place, you know."
To this dog made no response, but produced the bunch of keys, found lurking in the grass Thomas didn't know.
The two men headed back now, arm in arm, keys left far behind, and couldn't wait to enjoy the birthday blitz. And yes, ridicule ensued, but this brought Dad peace of mind, for he loved this type of birthday to bits.
Eventually did all the guests now gather round to hear the formalities and speeches of the day, as one by one the guests and kids took turns to bend Dad's ear. This is the gist of what each had to
say. How can we begin to describe how appreciative we are for all the wacky and loving traditions that you've rolled out? It's something that unites us and makes each of us feel like a star, and that's what family love is all about.
But yeah, it was fun. When chased upstairs every night by a finger or a dinosaur, us boys ran up to bed each night with glee. Though panic was suggested, as well crammed through that little door, there was no place that we would rather be.
Who else would have children who called their soft toy army friends, or turned the drive to school into Quiz Road? He taught us life's a great adventure in all its twists and bends, kept us warm with the amount of love he showed.
Dad loved the dinner table, full of life, hijinks and passion. Any view was welcome, open to debate. He would from time to time depart in a sneaky fashion, nodding off where he sat if it got late.
The wives did all make good and sure their feelings were conveyed, for James had always made them feel at home, though oftentimes confused by where his conversation strayed, and always by the contents of his perm.
They loved to see his playfulness with all their grandkids too, and how he taught his kids to do the same. The silly games, bushwalks, and even how to build a zoo come easily to their Burford name.
Not just to kin, but kith as well, did James's influence spread. To him was owed a debt of gratitude by all of us students who pass through the boys' schools of Par Red. We mean it, James. It's not a platitude.
There's always movement at the Burfos. Dad's given his heart and soul. And finally, he's reached old age today. So raise a glass to James Burford, a pretty good man on the whole, and let's wish him the happiest, quinziest 60 birthday.
He stood there in the garden. Fuck me.
Pants on, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you're already filming, right?
Yeah.
With me with no pants on.
The two men headed back now, arm in arm, keys left far behind.
He also loved their playfulness with all...
This is putrid. He said, get out so I can read my poem. Now, but yeah, Frankie had a great stuff. The only problem is he hit his head on the rocks and split his head open. Doctors are trying to save him. Got eaten by a shark though.
This is the gist of what each had to. And say, not day, say. Go. Malachi. To list of what each had to.